want to make tiny, portable Horus Heresy as a game. Legions Imperialis has just been released by Games Workshop, and you've probably seen it. It's a brand new game, and it comes with lots of tiny figures like this. And I wanted to put out a video on the weekend of release. Can I paint everything in a single day? And the answer is no. Even when I invite 3 of my friends to come and help paint, 1 a professional painter, 1 a very good speed painter, and 1 being Elliot. Even with all of these people trying to paint this box, we couldn't build and paint it in a single day. And the plan is to go back and we'll do it another day. We'll kind of go, oh, maybe 2 days you can do it all. And then the game got delayed by, 6 months? I don't know. But in that 6 months, since the game was delayed, I've completely forgotten how to play. And since then, I haven't had chance. I've been to the US. I've been running tournaments. It's been crazy. So rather than trying to put a brand new game in my head, I want to get a game that I already know and play it, but tiny. The Legions Imperialis is around an 8mm scale, but then Games Workshop kind of say that Legions Imperialis minis are a quarter of the size of a normal miniature, and this just creates really weird measurements. So it's not close enough, because 1 inch in tiny scale is actually going to be 0.6 centimeters or 60mm. Rather than doing weird scales, we're just going to round it up to centimeters, just to keep it simple. It means all the miniatures will be too big, technically in that scale, but they're tiny, so how can they be too big? Your guess is as good as mine. Now, this isn't an original concept, but there's something that people always do when they go, I'm going to make a portable miniature board game. They get a box like this one. This is a paint box, and they get this and they fold it out and they go, wow, there's my board. And then they play their game in this, and as you can see, this works quite well. It's foldable, it's got hinges, it's got clamps, it's great. But the problem is, as soon as you start putting minis in here, how does he see through this? And you just have to kind of make it up, and I hate that. So rather than using this, I thought I would just make my own box. So I bought some pre-cut MDF, which you can get from literally anywhere. Just Google pre-cut MDF and you can just put whatever size in and then just buy it. I bought some pre-cut MDF and built my own box. Now, there is some things that I'll need to work out with the hinges. I haven't actually done it yet, so I'm still waiting for the wood to arrive, Josh. I don't know what to do. It came damaged. And I realised this is probably way too thin. So don't buy 3mm MDF online. It sucks. So I went back to the famous place of Wix to buy some wood, and I ended up cutting it out myself. Now, the problem is I cut it out myself. The issue with that is I don't have a workshop, and I made the entire thing in this room, which means I didn't have a lot of space. It sure means all my cuts are wonky, but this isn't a woodworking channel. This is a hobby channel. It's about if it works, not if it looks perfect around the edges, and I'm sure it'll be fine. So I built the box by using 2 flat panels of 48 by 36 centimeters for the actual main board, and then I essentially put a border around it using the timber. Now the timber, I basically made it, if you're going to do anything like this, you're going to make a box. When you're making the edge, make sure you incorporate the size of the wood for one of the lengths. So I did the longest length, the 48 centimeter is actually closer to 50 centimeters, so it incorporates the thickness of the wood on the left side and the right side. So once it was cut, I bolted it onto the side. I used PVA glue to secure it, and then essentially framed all of the pine to make the box, because obviously I wanted to open up and I want it to be like a secure area where we're going to play, because I want to throw the dice in there. The very tiny dice, the very tiny tape measures. I want to be able to drop stuff in there, and I don't want it to be on top. I want to be able to close it for later and then open it back up. That's the whole that's why I'm building my own box. On the edges, the wood is too thin for the hinges that I've bought, so what I've done is added some braces, essentially, some extra timber around the edge, and then put the hinges on there. And then I've got these extra metal scissor hinge things. I bought those first, and then I realized I could do this with the hinges by adding a little piece of extra wood. So I put those on as well, just for a little bit of extra support. So there we go. I've got a very rudimentary box. It works. It's got hinges. It kind of lines up. It's almost straight. The main thing is the wood, when it aligns, when I open it up, it aligns in the center, so there's no gap, and then it still closes. That's kind of that's the big problem already done. And then I needed to base it. So obviously I don't want to plain wood. And my first idea was to do what most other people have been doing, is to put sand in the bottom. A quick way to do that is to actually just add sandpaper, because it's the same as sand in it. It's awful to play on and everyone's fingers will hate you, especially when you're trying to grab little tiny miniatures. All you're going to do is just scrape it on the sandpaper. It's gross. And also, if this is going to be travel, I don't want things to be rattling around. This needs to be magnetic. Now, obviously, you can buy ferrous sheets off the shelf and actually add sand to them. So I actually based some ferrous material, because my initial plan was to actually stick ferrous sheet down and then sand it. But again, sandpaper, no good for fingertips. So I actually reached out to our good friends at Warmag, who did an amazing job of helping me out with this particular job. And they also sponsored this video. So whilst I put that into the bottom of the box, let's hear a word from them.
Now, these are custom just for this project, but what Warmag do specialise in is storage and transport solutions for your miniatures, brought to you by the Magnet Shop. We've all seen these really useful boxes you can craft to transport your minis, but Warmag take all of the effort away with their magnetic discs that stick perfectly to Citadel base rims. This creates a quick and easy solution for magnetising your miniatures without having them snap together during gameplay, because you put the magnets to one side of the base because it would stick better. And they've also just released this new product which has a much stronger bond, because these sit snugly inside the base rim without affecting the height of the miniature, and it creates a stronger bond both to the ferrous sheet that you're sticking it to and the mini that you're trying to magnetise. Speaking of, Warmag creates these amazing magnetically receptive sheets that come in over 30 designs, from cosmic vistas to fantasy landscapes, which makes your storage both practical and a bit flair of style. Whether it's a design that matches the models you're trying to store or transport, or it's a design that you just think looks epic, all of these designs fit perfectly in the really useful boxes we've come to love, so you can buy, peel and go within minutes. Warmag's experience stems from a decade of creating magnetic solutions within the wargaming industry, and also over 50 years experience in the fridge magnet industry. So support a family business whilst also supporting me by using my link in the description to grab yourself the newest and best transport solution you can buy. Thanks to Warmag for sponsoring this video. And so now I've got a box with essentially probably one of the best battle mats you can buy. It's magnetic, it's ready to go, but this wants to be travel, so it needs some locks and it needs a handle. Now, you could just buy these off the shelf, but I've had this Elegant Neptune 4 Max in the background of my videos for like 3 weeks now, and it is coming out in a video, but I wanted to test it out. So I actually printed some latches and handles from alch.shop. He's from Alexander Chappelle. He's like a great YouTuber. I really like his work, so I'll leave a link to his things in the description. He made them for something else. I yoinked them and put them on this box. So now we've got a magnetic board. All I need now is some miniatures.
Revenge! As if the Ogren's come in like 4 bits. I just want to build the Titans.
Okay, we've got that.
Teen Titans. I'm a good builder. I'm a master builder.
What are you building?
Building Titans, mate.
Do I lose modelling points if I don't drill the barrels?
Andy, if you start drilling barrels, I will slap you. There is nothing to drill. Elliot, get the whippy stick. Just please crack him into place. Get him! Get him!
No!
I've even dropped me gag missile.
I think it's... Hello!
Hello.
Right.
We've had another issue.
What?
The bits are quite small.
Aren't you glad I got that one as well?
It's on rails.
I don't have a hairdryer.
What?
When I used to go, it used to be just like one place.
I actually have all the Imperial Fist infantry. I have none of the Iron Warriors. And I think that's because no one wanted to paint Hazard Stripes. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to paint some Hazard Stripes on. Tiny, tiny men. Now for the miniatures, I've actually bought bases that are essentially the same scale as they would be if they were full size. So I've got 8mm bases for the infantry for the 32mm. I've got 10mm for the 40mm, and then I've got 15mm for the 60mm. And that works really well. I'm actually resin bonding them. I tried super gluing them. It will work, but I'm using UV resin and then curing it with UV because it's just a much stronger bond. And also, the resin is actually going to create a layer that I can actually base afterwards. So, because I want them to be like based rather than just silver magnetic bases. So that works really well for the miniatures. But then for the
Hugs!
Warmag were very kind and sent me some neodymium. Some magnetic tape, essentially. It's like ferrous sheet, but comes in a roll. And that works perfectly for the Kratos and the rhinos, because you just clip a bit off and then stick it to the bottom of the tracks, and it works really, really well. And I just use the same thing for the buildings as well. So any building that was like a square or box shape, I just use magnetic tape because that was great. It works fine. It sticks on relatively well, and if it didn't, I just used a bit of Uhu glue just to hold it on. And then any of the ruined buildings. By the way, these buildings are awful to build. They come in so many bits for no reason whatsoever. Anyway, for the ruined buildings, I just used like 6x2 magnets and then resin bonded them into the corners because I wanted it to be secure, but like the magnetic tape wouldn't work for this. So all I need to do now is paint the buildings. Now I wasn't going to make a big hoo-ha about painting the buildings, but I actually came up with a unique painting technique that no one else has actually ever heard of, and it's called sponge blob. I was watching a few videos on stream and I thought I'd try it out, but essentially it's just sponge painting, and it actually works really well for the buildings, starting from like a brown base coat and working our way up from like a dark blue, a mid blue, and then like a light grey, because obviously we've got this like blue battle mat from Warmag. The blue greyness of the buildings would actually work really, really well in this project. So this is actually really quick. I did it on stream. I actually painted all the buildings in about 2 hours tops, I think, and that was like from prime to fully painted. Obviously, like I was streaming at the time for a few of them, but the rest of them, they came out really, really quick. It's just a dish sponge, just going for it, just dabbing away with a torn off sponge and just dabbing this paint on. It was really, really good and worked really, really well. So once I got all the buildings painted, everything else was based. I mixed up some basing material for the bases on the magnets. It didn't work very well, but I essentially put sand and paint together to try and get like a similar color, and I just based them along to kind of match the blend in. It's not going to matter too much. These things are tiny. As long as it's blue, it's fine. But once I got everything painted, I had little tiny heresy. And here it is. It's actually been by my feet the entire time. It's been here. You've not seen it. It's Travel Warhammer. Bam! Travel Warhammer. Look, we've got our handle. We got our clips. And I'm ready. Wait. And I'm ready to game, baby. Look at it. It's been there the entire time. We can play Warhammer literally anywhere now. No excuses. This is really, really cool. I'm really chuffed. This box is rudimentary at best, but it works really, really well. The magnetic sheet from Warmag is honestly perfect because it looks really good. It works perfect. I mean, again, I've just been picking it up. It's been on the floor the entire time, and everything's where I left it because it's just magnets on the magnetic sheet. It's nothing special, but it's travel. It's portable. So we're going to go play this on a train now. However, this was really, really fun. There are a lot of design flaws, I think. One being, it's a little bit splintered in places. But the main design flaw, whilst I don't have the bridge across the middle, it does create a nice little board, obviously. As I said, we've got no like wood strut across the middle. The problem I've got is once we close it, and you have to make sure the buildings are in the right place because they don't overlap. That's my issue right now. Now I think I'm gonna like 3D print like a sleeve that like sits over there, but that's not great. However, as in portable Warhammer, and making it tiny, and we can play little Horus Heresy. Oh, I forgot the spires. It wouldn't be Legions Imperialis without little tiny spires. That one goes there, and that one goes there. Da-da-da! So there we go. Little portable heresy. I don't know what to do with this. I think I'm just gonna try and design the little sleeve, and it's just gonna live somewhere. But I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's pretty, and I'm very chuffed with it. So thank you so much to Warmag for sponsoring this video, and thank you to my members that make videos like this possible. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Oh, the spire. Oh no. Wait. Bye.